Has it started? Yeah. So this is the second time I'm recording because I don't even know what happened. I just couldn't see the file. So yeah, this is another really simple trade, and actually this one is simple, but it had some nuances. Like, one of the rules you don't break is that you don't change your bias. In this trade I did, and because I have been given a few exceptions to that rule by my mentor, and it also makes a lot of sense, and it made a lot of sense to break that here, but I was also patient with it. So I'll share you guys my analysis. Oh man, this is Euro USD. I'll show it on DXY. Yeah. So this week has been expanding lower. This orange line is the Sunday's opening price, and as you guys can see, Monday has expanded lower, even Tuesday, even Wednesday, and for Thursday I had this and this as targets. Actually, I had this as the target, but these two equal lows, relatively equal lows, were also taken. And so for the Friday, we had one red folder. Actually, we had two red folders on 8:30, one of Canada and one of USD. So naturally, after this was taken, the next target I hoped for was buy side liquidity, but given we already have four red candles, I was not too sure of it. But I still had an expectation, and the expectation was for price to rebalance this red candle, and then between this red candle there are 4 hour fair value gaps, and that for price to go into them and then start expanding lower. But that did not happen, and I was also ready for this candle to be the retracement last candle for the week. So if we go on the 15-minute, price went down, took previous day's low, and then expanded up, but there was no market structure shift or anything like that. I mean, yes, on the 5-minute highs were taken, but on the 15-minute, this could have just been like London to New York OT, like one more retracement somewhere around this area, and then the expansion lower. So I waited. After this high was taken, this fair value gap was respected. This looked like the start of a good bullish order flow. A bullish order flow means for bearish PDA arrays to be disrespected, bullish PDA arrays to be respected, and highs to be taken down and lows to be respected and not getting broke. So here that was happening, but at the same time it was still in this huge area, and given I did not have very strong bias, I still waited, and there was not a clear market structure shift. I mean, usually if you guys see my old videos, market structure shift is usually something like a low, then a lower low, then a displacement higher. In this case, this was taken, but I did not have an ideal market structure, and so I just thought it can wait. I mean, even this counts as that. I mean, let's say this lower low is taken, and after that this high is like the most ideal market structure shift. But even let's say price makes this high and that is taken, even that counts as that. So this high getting displaced through would have counted as a good market structure shift, because it's not about the pattern, it's more about what's happening and the characteristics of it. But it was not too strong, and I was like, I'll just wait. After that, we had a red folder on 8:30, like two red folders. On that red folder, this fair value gap was again respected, and now this displacement was pretty big. I was like, okay, I have had my confirmations. The previous day low has been taken. Bullish order flow is being respected. So yeah, I got my trade. It was at the start of this fair value gap. My stop loss was here. The basic rule for stop loss which I follow is to have 2 to 3 PD arrays between your entry point and your stop loss, and because your stop loss basically should be like an invalidation level, and the 3 PDAs were this fair value gap, this order block, and this mitigation block. I took this trade on euro. Yeah, the pair selection for this trade was like kind of weird, because if you look at euro GBP, yeah, euro GBP, yeah, as you guys can see, during this time there wasn't like, it was just consolidating, and so I did not have a bias for either of the pair. Like, I could not tell which one's strong and which one's weak, and why is this lagging. Yeah, I couldn't tell. But looking at this, I think GBP was the better pair, because we had a bullish bias for DXY. No, my bad. USD. Sorry. GBP. Yeah. I think even I got my trade somewhere around here, and after that, like, price started expanding up. So, which means euro was the strong one and GBP was the weaker one. So, DXY plus the weaker pair euro GBP would have been better. But like, yeah, doesn't really matter. Like, it was consolidating, and I was like, euro for me had the cleaner price action, so I chose that, and it worked out well. So yeah, I was going to talk about how I managed the stop loss. So after this candle, this red candle, I got my stop loss here, like even little less than 50%, because from there I had this order block, this fair value gap, and of course this mitigation block as resistance, so it was good. But after this candle, this next candle, it was so close to my target that it does not make a lot of sense for you to take a loss after price goes so close to a target. So I just moved it to break even, because we also had this fair value gap to protect it. And yeah, the next candle, it was hit, and good trade. It was my last trade of this 10 trade backtesting session. And by session, I don't mean that I backtest 10 trades, like I sit one day and I just do it till, no, it's like a backtesting session on trades. The profits are not very good. Yeah, like 1%, a little more than 1% of profit, but it's okay. I mean, I got profitable after this trade. As you guys can see, this trade was somewhere around like 1100 profit. And I was in like 400 something loss before this trade. But yeah, a good session, decent session. Hope it gets better. Thank you.